Yo, yo, yo. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Macro Mondays, of course, it's a Monday. We're going to get straight into the charts over here. Bitcoin putting in a little bit of a move today, along with the altcoin markets. And is it a relief rally? Is the bottom in? We're going to have a look at that all today. So what you can see here with Bitcoin is we have taken out that Friday high, of course, and now we are above the 200-day EMA, which is a good sign, of course. So, you know, we did test the 50% wick. Let me just get rid of this. Okay, we did test the 50% of the wick over here. We actually came below it, of course, that wick on the Friday last week, the previous week, and we did test it over there. And ETH tested it quite nicely, almost came out down into this area over here. But we did open some longs on ETH and, of course, Bitcoin, and those are doing well at the moment. So we obviously long the 50% of the wick over here. I'll go into that on the 4-hour time frame. But yeah, for now, guys, we are having a little move up. I'm going to zoom into the 4-hour time frame over here. This is what the trade looks like. Something like this, 50% of the wick. This is where we went long. I said if we are conservative, we are going to wait for a break of this descending resistance, which we did break out yesterday. So yeah, little breakout over there. Nice retest of this key zone over here. In my opinion, this is a key zone, this 107.7K. Got a nice bounce off there. And at the moment, we have reclaimed this 54-hour EMA over here. So watch out for this. I do think this, you know, we could consolidate here before pushing up to that 114K. And 114K is an important level because it is, of course, the 50% from all-time highs to that wick low being on Bybit. Of course, guys, Bybit's one of the biggest exchanges, so we have to look at Bybit for the value, or Binance. You can look at something along those lines. I would stay away from the smaller exchanges just because, you know, they do have more liquidity issues, so they could have gone a bit further down. But yeah, you must have a look where everyone else trades that, all the bigger players trade. Excuse me, guys, got a bit of a cough here. So if we can hold this level, this 110.5K, I would expect that we are going to have another push up into this 204-hour EMA over there, which lines up with the 50% level. I'll be taking some profits off that trade. That is, of course, for Bitcoin. That was the trade over there. And ETH, we are in long as well, of course, getting in between 3,900 and 50% wick. We didn't get fully filled in this position, but we are in the green, guys. We are in the green. So what I would like to see is ETH retest this important zone over here as support, hold the 54-hour EMA over there, hopefully get above the 200, and then, you know, ETH could be on its way to hitting that 5K zone. Let's see, guys. Let's see. But for now, we are having a nice push up. Some altcoins are flying, guys. You know, Floki up 21% today. One that's looking really good at the moment is actually Chainlink. Chainlink's rallied 10% today. It's up at $19, and it's currently fighting with the 200-day EMA. So I'd be waiting for Chainlink to potentially reclaim this important EMA over there. I'm just going to zoom out quickly. And what's cool to see is that Chainlink didn't even come anywhere close to this wick, not even close to halfway, showing that it is in a strong position. So what you want to see now is for Chainlink to get above, probably consolidate between the 50 and 200-day EMA over here, consolidate over there, and then maybe make a little push up and grab this liquidity over here. There will be liquidity. There will be liquidity here. So this $23 zone, that is where some liquidity will lie. And then, of course, liquidity over there, and so on and so forth. But we could play at one level at a time. Let's see it consolidate in this important EMA zone before looking at the next step. So that's kind of it at the moment. You know, if you are overweight, this could be a good time to potentially, you know, rotate out of your positions. You know, if you did get smashed the other day, this is that potential relief rally that we could see. Targets for Bitcoin, I think Bitcoin could grab this liquidity. We spoke about this red zone over here, this huge support and resistance zone. So I'd imagine that we come and retest the zone. You could see something like this. Come up here, get above the, if we consolidate if we get to this level and consolidate above the 50-day EMA, then it would be looking strong, something like that. Of course, this being red over there. This would be looking strong, guys. This would be looking good. Probably going to make it move up to all-time highs, but that is only if we consolidate at the 50-day EMA. If we come up into the zone and then reject immediately and then close underneath the 50-day EMA, then it is going to be looking bearish, and this is going to most likely be the next lower high, guys. So let's see. It is a Monday, guys. False move Monday is always a thing. So definitely watch out for that. One thing that does get me quite bullish is, of course, the fear and greed index. We did come super low on the fear and greed index. So what you can see here, we came down to that 24, 23 zone over there, which historically is a great time to buy. So, you know, March, April this year, we were obviously in fear, good time to buy. And if you look at the max, you know, historically, this is a good buying opportunity. We can go back in Bitcoin's time, but that is a bit unnecessary for today. But for now, Bitcoin not doing too badly, in my opinion. On the 4 hour, doesn't look too bad. If you are in this trade with me, you can easily move your stop loss to break even. So we got in exactly on the 50% wick at 107.7. And the reason why I put my stop there is because we got a big spring reaction off that zone. So if we come and revisit it, it's going to be looking like a fake out, and we are going to see lower prices. So if you are in this trade with me, move your stop to break even. We have a free trade, basically a free trade over there. I'll be shaving profits. The original plan was 116 and 124, but I would be taking significant profits at this 114K zone, because I think we could chop around it, guys. If we make a move there, you know, the 50% level and the 200 EMA on the 4 hour time frame, this is big resistance. So what you're going to see here is most likely just going to chop around it. It's going to be tough to break through. And if we do break through, so it's good to take profits there. If we do break through, we'll most likely retest it. And if it is looking like a good support level, then we can long again. And we've basically made no loss in this trade. So that is the thoughts, guys. That is the thoughts at the moment. Otherwise, nothing too major. Definitely not getting carried away. I'm not overboard bullish either. So NASDAQ basically, you know, at all-time highs. Nothing really bearish about being 1% away from all-time highs. S&P 500 in a similar position, 1% from all-time highs. Gold, $4,300. Absolutely insane. Mind blowing. Looks like a blow off top. But this could still go much, much higher, guys. We don't want to call the top on this. That is a scary thing to do. So what else? So look at MicroStrategy, guys. Here we go. MicroStrategy death cross. This is another red flag, in my opinion, guys, for Bitcoin, and why we most likely, you know, putting in a lower high, and we'll probably reject heavily off that 116K, which we spoke about, is because of MicroStrategy, guys. Looks like we are going to get that death cross. You know, when did we get the death cross last? It was most likely when we went into the bear market over here, guys. This was the death cross, which went into the Bitcoin bear market. So this, having a death cross, is not really what the bulls want to see. Remember that MicroStrategy is basically a leveraged Bitcoin bet. So this unwinding could be quite scary, and you know, it does look very heavy, and it does look like it could easily come down to the macro 50% level, and that macro 50% level will be, you know, is this the top, you know, blow of top over there? Is that the top over there? But yeah, I could easily come to the 618 if it does lose that 50% level. So 280 is the level to hold. It looks like we just got to bounce off there. But if we consolidate between that 280 and that death cross, then it could be looking a bit scary for the crypto market. Otherwise, not too much to report on, guys. Business as usual. You know, definitely watch out at this 114K zone for a potential rejection. Bitcoin dominance, you know, on the daily time frame, it is looking good. Let's go onto the daily time frame there. Bitcoin dominance. Obviously, a massive spike up the other day. I've got something blocking my axis here, so changing the x-axis has been difficult. yeah, ultimately, it's consolidating above the 50-day EMA. So, if we do lose it, we can see that target down here. Otherwise, I think we could come up to this 200-day EMA. Yes, we did tag the 200-day EMA on that massive wick. And, from then we did drop down, but we could easily come into this 60.43 zone over here before making a decision, something like that. But let's see. USDT dominance getting a rejection off the 50% level. So this is technically a bit bullish for crypto. So, we are getting different signs from different charts, guys. Some things are saying bullish, some things are saying bearish. But a rejection off the 50% level is extremely common. So what we could see here is maybe a rally. Looks like we're about to get the golden cross for USDT dominance, which is bearish. Guys, this is bearish for crypto. This is bearish for crypto, and it is, of course, a lagging indicator, but it does add the confirmation. So this looks inevitable, guys. So in my opinion, we could see a move up over there, which is, of course, lining up with our Bitcoin push to that 114K zone. But it is looking like, this could be that support to the SR flip. We did have it here. Yeah, guys, it is looking scary at the moment. I wouldn't be too sure or too set on anything. This does look like a bull cross for USDT dominance is inevitable. And this is, of course, going to be bearish with crypto market, guys. But let's see. Otherwise, guys, there isn't too much to report on today. I'm just going to take it as it comes, one step at a time. For the crypto markets, watch out for Chainlink. I think it's looking pretty bullish. Nice big candle up. If we can get above this $20 zone and consolidate over here, it's going to be looking pretty good. There are some altcoin, and you want to follow the strength, guys. You want to be in something that is, getting a bit of a bid. Unlike, ENA, yes, it is down today, but, down on the day isn't ideal. However, it is holding these EMAs nicely. So let's see, guys. Let's see, one step at a time. But guys, thanks so much for joining the stream, and we'll see you later this week. Cheers for now.